You are listening to the Holistic Travel Nurse podcast. I just want to thank you, listeners, for tuning in and staying tuned. And I hope you get some inspiration, some motivation, and some ways to stay healthy during the pandemic. I think it's finally apparent as a nurse. I really educate you in the next couple weeks with some other nurses and other healthcare staff. And actually, I am going to have someone on here who's actually had the virus and talk about how to stay healthy. Because I think we have people fearing out, which I understand if they are immune compromised or over the age of 50, have high blood pressure, have more reasons to freak out about. And then two, other people are just stressed out because they're stuck at home with their kids or they're out of work, or you're just, you're going to get cooped up and bored in the house. Hopefully you're going to pick up a good book or listen to a whole bunch of my episodes on my podcast. So this episode, we'll just talk about ways to stay healthy. And I'm going to give you some ideas about your immune system and to kind of keep your immune system strong, because we learned that really it's your body that has to fight any kind of virus. It's your body that has to work. We can give it some adaptogens and give it the nutrients it needs to help it out and supplementations, but really we want our bodies to be and our immune systems to be responding strong. And yes, there are people that won't be able to do some of these advice, and we'll talk about some of this. So we'll start with food. What foods? I know it's hard too, because I know that people aren't going to the grocery store, or it's hard to get to the grocery store right now. But there are foods that will nourish your body. And if you stay with a lower carbohydrate, you're actually going to be doing better for your immune system. So nourish your body with adding foods such as spinach, if you can eat spinach. I know there's people who can't. Berries, fresh bell peppers, broccoli. Have you ever done the raw garlic thing? Because I did it when I was sick years ago. I chopped up like 3 cloves of garlic, and boy, don't ever do that on an empty stomach. Like, you do that once and you're like, that was not fun. So adding the garlic, and I do think, they're saying it's better fresh. So if you can add it and make your own like salad dressing with it, that's a great idea. I have one that I do a balsamic with some olive oil, some fresh ginger in there. And then if you have essential oils, only ones you can do orally are with Doterra. And so you can do basil and grapefruit. Super yummy recipe for a incredible salad dressing, and a way to also just keep your immune system strong. Lemon is really detoxifying, and so all your citrus oils are really detoxifying to your body, along with all those other vegetables and your garlic. And there's some really good thing about vinaigrette. It's very good for you. So those are amazing things you can do. Getting good at probiotics, which is maybe eating, if you do dairy, you can do kefir. I don't think any of those yogurts on the counters or up on the thing are very helpful. Kefir is better. A lot of the yogurts have way too much sugar in them. But if you get an organic one and one with low amount of sugar, that's best, and add your own honey or stevia to it. That's probably beneficial. And actually, I love a little vanilla, and I love grapefruit together, essential oil in your yogurt. So good for you. Getting a papaya or kiwis or your oranges, and making sure we're up on our vitamin C. So vitamin C, let's just talk about that. And I think a lot of people have purchased it and buying it with Airborne, whatever. The closer it is, if you're going to buy a supplement, the closer it is to nature, the closer it is to the best form of vitamin C. And if you have full functioning kidneys and liver and have no kidney issue or no liver issue, you can really increase your doses. But take caution, you could irritate your stomach, cause diarrhea or stomach pain. So I take 1,000 milligrams extra right now of vitamin C. There's one in berry form or the ester C one. And if I were to take double that, which you technically you could, you just taking it that way could cause some stomach issues. So you have to just be careful where you're at. If you want to do one that's just 150 milligrams and work your way up, that's fine. The closer to you can get it to nature, maybe going, I was able to, with all this pandemic stuff, to find a little health food store, nutrient store open, and they still had a lot of vitamins and things on the shelf. So that was really cool. And I'm like, God, everyone's stocking to get toilet paper. I'm thinking, doing everything I can to keep my immune system strong. So incorporating a very healthy diet, getting good amount of sleep, and an incredible amount of supplementation. I'm taking more than I normally do at this time. So when we talk about other important things, is we need to talk about vitamin D. So there's a study that really shows that vitamin D, which usually get vitamin D if you get out in the sun without any sunscreen on, and you don't need to be out in the sun very long, maybe 30 minutes of a day if you have sunshine where you're at. So that's one way you can increase your vitamin D. But they say that, like, that's why we see more colds and flus and things circulate even more during the winter, because we don't get enough sunshine, than being in the summer where we're out in the sun all the time. We have an increased vitamin D. So you can always supplement with that too if you have, again, good functioning kidneys and good functioning liver. So vitamin D3 with K2 is the one I like. I know that Amazon right now is not shipping but just medical stuff, so you're gonna, if you venture out or someone goes out for you, have them get you some extra vitamin D3. If you're over the age of 55 and you have hypertension, that is something amazing to be supplementing with also, is vitamin D. But also you think of your trace minerals, and so everyone's thinking about waters. Well, more expensive waters in the bottle, those mineral waters, got more minerals and trace minerals that are super beneficial to you. So foods that are high in vitamin D, which tons of people probably already purchased, which is great, I guess, canned wise, is sardines and salmon. Super good for you. Also have a lot of great omega-3s, so good healthy fats for you. So those I would incorporate in your diet at this time. Keep your immune system strong. Vitamin A, though. Vitamin A is also extremely important in the liver, or with your immune system. And so you know where it's found? It's found a lot in beef liver, but you don't want to eat beef liver but once a week. But it's a good idea if you get to a store. It's probably, if there is any food left and nobody wants to purchase it because they don't like it, but it's super, super good for you, beef liver. High in vitamin A, zinc. You might check if other ordering systems of food are delivering food right now, because that would be so beneficial to those people who can't leave their house. I would say also including apple cider vinaigrette daily. If those people can do it on their stomach, you only do 1 to 2 tablespoons. It's super impactful, and you can make a little tonic with that. So those are just some ideas when it comes to keeping your immune system strong. We are doing weekly calls where we're doing Zoom calls so people can interact. I'm doing them, and then with a few others, and we're going to give you all these 10 ways to keep your immune system strong, and then how to handle stress and anxiety right now, because that is probably something we need to talk about more than anything. Because as a healthcare provider, as a nurse, I've been talking to fellow nurses all over the U.S., and their stress and anxiety is just through the roof. A lot of them are feeling like they're going to be taken care of. We're going to run out of supplies. We're going to be forced to work many hours. We'll be forced to stay at the hospital. One says she's going to have to pack a bag. You might be staying at the hospital for a long time. So my healthcare providers out there, my nurses, my CNAs, any other healthcare workers, all your cooks, all those housekeepers, they're all so important, and including our physicians. And so those people at a time right now really need to be doing something to combat stress. If I pack a bag, I decided that I am going to pack, I love the adult coloring. It is so relaxing to me. So one of those things, and then listening, and then bringing some other books that are impactful or interesting to read, those will feed your mind. Then turning on the TV and the news, you've got to numb the news some. And social media has been great, actually, a way to connect with people. I enjoy watching all those crazy videos from Insta stories to many other ways where people are dancing and working out at home and doing these crazy stuff. Those are encouraging and bringing the joy. So, that's a great thing to do. Please pick up the phone though, or use Zoom, or use FaceTime, or use Skype and actually see one another. I talk to my parents almost daily right now, and I'm checking on them, and I keep hounding them on protocols I have for keeping their immune system strong. And my mom's thing is, her worry is toilet paper. It's a worry. It's a total honest worry. I mean, so we thank those truckers that are working so hard, and the grocery workers that are working so hard to keep things stocked, and they're also on the front line. They're in the environment where people are going out, and people could be going out and not having like any symptoms, and or barely any symptoms, and still be contagious and don't really understand. So if you start getting a runny nose, or start just feeling bad, or any kind of cough, those are just any reason to stay home and literally go nowhere. And that is actually when your body's saying rest. Also, it's a great thing to, my dad and I were talking about drinking hot tea, and I'm a big fan of herbal teas and hot tea. I think my stockpile, I used to have elderberry, which is super great for your immune system, but my stockpile of herbal teas is quite high. And I have been mixing it up from bergamot to a black to oolong root to jasmine to mulberry tea to some wonderful loose leaf flowery kind of teas. But those are ways to dandelion root. Those are just so impactful to your body, and drinking some warm tea is actually just so beneficial to your body. It's how I start my day. Before I have my cup of coffee, I will have a glass of tea. You can do also my weight loss thing that I say in the morning to do. Possibly was great to have that warm cup of water with a squirt of lemon in it, and a little apple cider vinaigrette, just a little hair of it, a couple drops of lemon essential oil in that, and even maybe a drop of stevia if you want it sweeter, and have that first thing in the morning. Now, do your practices of meditation and grounding and yoga at home, guys. Yoga at home. Get it out. Go to YouTube. There's so many other yoga instructors I totally love. I would just love to interview some of them on here because I really think they're amazing. Work on deep breathing when you're stressed. We all have those times where our emotions go from one stream to another. So realize that and give yourself some grace right now. And it's okay to be extremely emotional at times. It's okay to freak out. But if you have a problem, say, oh my gosh, I have no income coming in, or I have no... Well, if you just constantly think about it, it's just going to make the problem bigger. You're not actually turning your head and going, how to fix it. You have to train your body and your mind to do something. And if you're in this negative thought pattern over and over again, you have to do something to snap out of it. And sometimes it's something physically in your body you have to do, and get up and change directions, do something that you physically will make your body do something else so you can get out of that negative cycle. I also start my morning with Bible reading, and then just some time in prayer, because if I can start my morning off in a better way, the rest of my day goes better. And not freak out, because I was telling my husband, he's a higher risk person right now. And so it was like, well, I believe I'm going to be exposed. I know I'm going to be exposed eventually. I got a phone call today that they are going to want to increase my pay because they want me to stay where I'm at, and they don't want me to go somewhere else right now because I'm a travel nurse, and they're a massive need of a ton of nurses in many different states, and they're paying a lot of money for you to come out there. And I thought about that just to get away from him, so if I could get exposed and get it over and done with, so I don't bring it home. And I get that with a lot of my healthcare providers right now. I was thinking about my healthcare coworkers. I brought some essential oils to work just for their emotions, and putting some essential oils in their masks, because we're told to wear masks all the time. We're told to take our temperature every single day. and to self-evaluate how we are feeling every day to see if we can actually go to work or not. And so with that being said, it's hard because like one of them was like, well, I'm severely asthmatic, and this is pretty stressful for me, and I'm a little stressed. And then that high stress is just going to weaken your immune system. So this is one way where, listen to my podcast, how we can encourage one another. And I'm love doing those Zoom calls and hearing from everybody and getting other ideas from many other people. I have had nurse practitioners, their fellow nurses, naturopaths, first responders, and just many other healthcare professionals, plus other people that aren't healthcare professionals that just want to be educated and want to know how to support their body. They want to know how to support their loved ones at this time. So I hope that's a way we can come together, and I'm glad that we have the internet at this time, and we have these connections like Zoom or FaceTime so we can actually see each other and connect with one another, because we need connection. So think of those people that are by themselves, totally isolated in their house, and just think about something you can do for them. If you've not been exposed, think about a little thing that you could bring to them and drop off at their door. It's just one way. It's just one way to stay connected and stay grounded and stay, I don't know, non-isolated at this time. My mother lives alone, so I call her every day. I should FaceTime her. She's a hard time hearing, so sometimes FaceTiming isn't the easiest thing for her. Maybe. And then I understand getting your senior citizens to understand Zoom, because I spent a lot of time trying to get my mother-in-law to get Zoom, and she still wants to. She wants to come on this podcast and share her healing journey with cancer. So those are some ideas. I hope that we've talked about some things that maybe have inspired you to maybe go cook something that's yummy, or do some, self-evaluation with how are you feeling and your emotions, and if you're carrying the stress all over you. Also, I'm just going to pull it out there. If you use oils, if you don't have oils, I'd love to help you. I'm going to send some out in the mail via samples in the U.S. So if you are interested and never experienced Doterra's essential oils, it's time to reach out to me. I have a packet I can put out for you and some packet of information. Go check out a video I have on my YouTube channel. I did one about the protocols of using oils on your back and the bottom of your feet. Those are something that you could be doing every day for your emotions and your immune system to support it at this time. And those are just so impactful. I mean, I was wanting to sleep, and I've been struggling with sleep stuff, and so I had my husband do a protocol on my back last night and slept so well. Every time I have a protocol done on my back and my feet, it's just, it's so relaxing to your body. And if you are by yourself, you can do it a little bit to yourself. You can put a little bit on your lower back if you can reach your lower back and the bottom of your feet. And you can do your neck. You can apply things to the back of your neck. So make sure if you have hot oils, you're using your carrier oils with that. Your fractionated coconut oil and things like that. So I hope this podcast is inspiring you. It's giving you motivation. It's giving you some feedback. It's giving you some inspiration. And we're going to get through this. And hey, fellow nurses, you rock, girls. You rock. You're amazing. Other people that have been working nonstop in grocery stores and are truckers and all those people, you're amazing. Hey, mom, who's working like crazy at home and trying to just manage all those kids now, you're amazing. You're amazing. So stop the cycle of negativity in your head. Turn to something positive and realize you are loved and you're amazing. Have a blessed day.